Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. In today's video, we are going to talk about the seventh limb of Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is meditation, and it is something which will come after the sixth limb, which was concentration. So we have already covered until now what are yama, what are niyama, what are asanas and pranayams and pratyahar dharana. We have just covered the preparations process which are required for us to go into the meditative states. And in this video, we will uncover what exactly is meditation as per Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And this is something that I've also experienced in my life, and I never had any words to explain what is meditation. But now we are just trying to put our experiences into words with the help of Maharishi Patanjali. Let's talk about what exactly is dhyan. We discuss about concentration. Concentration is putting our awareness at one place for a particular time that we want. When our awareness is able to stay at one place for a certain period of time without our efforts, there is an effortless state of awareness, which is a natural awareness which is flowing within ourselves. We don't have to fight it, we don't have to get our attention back to the present moment or wherever you're trying to focus upon. If your awareness is flowing effortlessly like a river flows into the ocean, that particular event means meditation. For the beginners, it might feel a little challenging to understand. For this, you'll have to practice being concentrated first, and you have to practice pratyahar, which is withdrawing your senses from the outside world to the inner world, and then being focused on one particular area of your mind, or maybe your breath, or maybe your energy. Once you have perfected all these things and you are able to now sit in that particular position for as long as you want and also without any additional efforts, that means you're now in meditative state, that you're able to flow effortlessly. This is something which is again defined by Maharishi Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras. Let's say we are doing mantra jap, and every day we get up in the morning, take a shower, sit for mantra jap, and we are now able to do it effortlessly, and our awareness is able to stay with the mantra, that every time we are chanting Om Namah Shivaya, we are there. At one point, we will start to feel that we are one with that mantra. But just before being one with the mantra, we see the difference between us and the mantra jap, that we are the observer and the mantra jap or whatever we are doing is the object of our focus or concentration. Till the time there is a difference between us and the object of concentration, till the time we can perceive that difference, it means it's called meditation, that we are able to stay in that state effortlessly for certain amount of time. Once we go into this particular state of mind, our super conscious area gets activated, and we are able to get a lot of wisdom from the higher realms, and we get a lot of support from the spirit guides that are there, or maybe from our own soul. Our soul power becomes more strong, and we are able to uncover a lot of hidden wisdom which we already have, because we all have a soul which is a part of divine, and that is something that you have to experience to believe it. It cannot be believed just by listening to one audio or video, and it can only happen to you. Nobody can just give this piece of information and you can just accept it. So how meditation can actually change your life? We hear from a lot of people that post meditating, their life is completely transformed. They are now able to maintain a lot of clarity of mind. They are now able to achieve what they want. They're now not very stressful in life. So all these things become possible for you only when you start practicing meditation. And that's why a lot of people out there, they recommend meditation for those people who generally remain stressed or anxious. If you are someone who is into negative emotions or in the negative mental patterns, first you have to get rid of those mental patterns by developing your positive patterns more. And once you have done that consciously by putting more efforts into it, that is when you can concentrate. And once you can concentrate, because those are hurdle in your existing subconscious patterns, if you have hurdles in your subconscious patterns, you will never be able to come to the superconscious mind. It's like clearing your path from the subconscious and reaching to your superconscious mind. You cannot meditate with a stressed mind. You cannot meditate with a thought which you believe in and it's quite negative. You cannot meditate in life if you're someone who thinks negatively about somebody else. So that is where Yama and Niyama come into picture, which talks about non-violence, truthfulness, speaking your truth, not stealing. All those things are the basics of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and all of those things are very important in our life. Only then we will be able to step forward in this journey, and this is why it's a systematic process. So the next thing that you will be able to achieve is clarity. Have you ever felt this in life, that there are some stages in your life where you're quite confused and you're not able to make a decision? Why does that happen? It happens because your subconscious mind is quite cluttered and it's very much distracted. And to be honest, whatever is present in your physical world, if that physical world of yours is quite cluttered, it means your mental world is also cluttered, and vice versa. And once you're able to sort these things out by taking gradual steps to clear the clutter in your physical space as well as your mental space, by taking steps for each of them respectively, that is how you're able to clear your subconscious patterns as well. That is also one thing that we discussed in Shauch, which is cleanliness, and also cleanliness of the internal mind. And both these worlds need to work parallelly for us to manifest anything in life. So what I'm talking about in the second point is clarity. It is a characteristic of your super consciousness. So you must have seen yourself sometime that you are sometimes extremely clear and very confident about a particular decision in your life. It means you are working through your super consciousness, but that thing comes and goes. How do you maintain it throughout your life? How are you able to cultivate it more? It happens when you take action and you take care of it, when you start nurturing it and you nourish it with the practices that you do in daily life. So clarity is something that will come to you very naturally. Now, after clarity comes emotional healing. Once you start to meditate regularly, you will be able to naturally heal yourself. You will be able to naturally get rid of the suppressed emotions. So when I talked about in the previous video that we have to first take the action of clearing the negative patterns in your subconscious mind, some things are there that we can solve by ourselves, but there are a lot of things that we cannot get to know naturally, because we are in a habit of living more in the instinctive or intellectual area of the mind. This is how we have been wired until now. But when we reach the super consciousness, when we reach the intuitive area of our mind, we will be able to resolve those patterns which we did not know existed within us. And that is when we start to heal ourselves from the past lives or the childhood traumas or anything which is present in our subconscious mind, and it happens very naturally. So there are people who go for Reiki, there are people who go for energy healing and crystal healing, all those things. If you start meditating, you really do not need to get into all those kinds of healings, because now you are healing yourself and you don't have to be dependent upon anybody else to get yourself healed. I'm sure those things work. I'm not very sure, I haven't done this until now, but I feel whatever we want from life is already present within us. So it's better that we take guidance from our super consciousness. Fourth is connection to divine. And whenever you sit for meditation, you will be able to draw a lot of insights from your meditation. And make sure whenever you sit there, you have a copy or pen. Sit for some time post meditating and you just try to absorb or contemplate upon what did you go through, what were the thoughts that arise in your mind, where did you get stuck, how did you resolve those issues. And sometimes you will feel that your inner voice is trying to talk to you, and maybe you are in a highly meditative state where you're just still and you are completely calm, and then suddenly there is a thought which pops up in your mind, and you know that that thought is not yours. It means there is some spirit guide, or maybe your soul or your intuition or your inner voice which is talking to you at that particular moment. But for that you have to attune yourself by practicing it regularly. So these are the 4 things that we talked about the benefits of meditation. Now let's talk about what are the siddhis or mystical powers of meditation. Now there are a lot, but I will not cover everything here. We'll only cover about a few, which are, first is clairvoyance, that you are able to perceive things which are beyond the physical realm. Sometimes some people have this ability already, but it gets unlocked when you're practicing meditation regularly, and they can just see subtle energies. Second is telepathy, that you're able to understand other people's emotions and you are able to tell exactly what is going on inside their mind. Third one is levitation, that you're able to feel very light in terms of both physical as well as at soul level. And the fourth one is knowledge of both past as well as future. Now for some people, when they unlock this power of meditation, they are able to tell exactly where they are in their spiritual path, what is the purpose of their life, and most of the people will get to know it only when they try to sit for meditation for a consistent long period of time. But here is the important point: we are not here to focus more upon the siddhis. These are just the flowers which are blooming alongside the path of spiritual journey. So all those things can be enjoyed, I feel, but at the same time be focused into that particular path. Just don't get distracted that now you have unlocked one thing, that's it. There is more. There's a lot more that you need to uncover right now. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you feel any challenges in your daily practice of meditation. Where do you get stuck? And I'll be happy to make another video on that particular thing.